I just picked up a huge collection, and there were some really big grails in there. I'd say 3. Let's take a look at it next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, comic book community. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. Follow us on Instagram, Bronzeville_comics. On Whatnot, we do sales every Monday night at 10 p.m., Bronzeville_comics. And also, I'll put a link in the description to my eBay store. Eventually see some of these books there. One big piece of news on Saturday. This is going to be, what day would Saturday be? The 21st. Saturday, May 21st, in the Bronx, 1324 Crosby Avenue. I will be selling with Erod at Streetside Anthony's. It's going to be his Streetside. If you're anywhere in shouting distance of the Bronx and you haven't been to Streetside Anthony's, come on down. Great deals, great comics, great people talking about comic books. It's going to be a blast. I'll be setting up. Erod will be setting up. We'll all be selling. Anthony will be selling. It's going to be a great time. So there'll be other special guests. If you can get to the Bronx, it's from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Saturday. Come on down. It's going to be a great time. So that being said, I had been working with an antique store. He had a collection in. We didn't agree on some terms. Well, let's take a look. Hey guys, we got a car full of comics. I just picked up another collection. Some good stuff, some interesting stuff, some stuff I didn't expect. And actually, there's a box I haven't really looked through yet. So we'll see what's in there, and we'll take a look and break it all down. So I'd originally looked at part of this collection a few weeks ago, and it was mostly, you can see 80s X-Men and, books in, that's a nice book, that are not in the greatest of condition. I think some of them even had some mortar damage, and it didn't have a lot of the, you can see, I don't know if you can see there, but I don't know if there's black mold in there or not. I don't even know. I'm going to open that one up. There are some keys in here, but we couldn't come to an agreement on a price on this. And I think the value as a whole was a little overpriced, considering the condition and the fact that, the X-Men books from this era don't move as quickly as the John Byrne era books. And this was mostly above that. And there are some X factors. I'm sure there's some decent books in here that I can fish out, but I'll get to that. Oh, that's a good book. Oh, that's a nice book. Did I see that the first time through? That's a nice book. And I'll go through this. This one I haven't really, because it's in a box, I haven't really gone through that closely, and it's a little bit annoying that nothing is in order, really. So I'm sure I'm missing stuff, and you can shout it out in the comments, but I will take more time to look at this at a future date. I didn't see a 266. I did not see a 221. There's a Cable One. Funeral Fire, that's not bad. A lot of coverless Marvel 80s books, which I always get a little nervous flipping through. Again, I'm sure there's something in here that I am bypassing, but that'll be a nice surprise to come to at another time. Star Wars Antique Ring and Keystone 14, that's not bad. Hulks. I didn't see, and you can see that there's some definite damage here on some of these books. So I'm gonna have to go through these a little closer. And is that Taskmaster? No, I saw a green cover and got a little crazy. Some old Thors, that's not bad stuff. But a lot of this we can see here. That's not Static One, is it? No, it's not one of the later issues either. And again, not, oh, I'm sorry, I'm behind here. Not bagged or boarded. I'm just going to do a quick pass through here. Human Flying #1, Silver Surfer, Whitman, Star Wars 8. Is that? No. If you, I'm sure I'm missing something here that has some value, but again, the condition is meh at best. There'll be some decent books in here I can pull out, you know, $5 or $10 books, but wasn't what I was looking for. So we didn't come to an agreement on those 2 long boxes. There are some good books in there, but for the price he was asking and the condition they were in, it didn't make sense for me. So the other day, I get a text. He had some more stuff in, and he had a lot of books, had some meaty stuff, and there was stuff that I found in there. There was stuff I didn't even find when we made the deal that I found like today in there. So let's take a quick look at some of the keys and the cool books that I picked up in as part of this collection. The collection did have a large number of magazines. A lot of Savage Sword of Conan. None of the early issues, but this is kind of a cool issue. This is a recent key. Savage Sword of Conan 196. And that, at least according to Key Collector, right there is the first appearance of Ammit, the Egyptian goddess who was featured in Moon Knight TV series. Another 3 books I found that were really cool in terms of magazines. There were other magazines. There were like wrestling magazines. There was a Mad magazine, some baseball yearbooks and stuff. I had always seen these advertised in the books as a kid, but I'd never seen one in person. These are all in really beautiful condition. They do have some value, but I think I'm going to hold on to them. It's Amazing World of DC Comics. It was basically an in-house fanzine. This one focuses on the Legion of Superheroes. So there's a lot of, you know, December comic listings. Some really cool stuff for someone of my era, because these books came out when I was a kid. See the Legion of Substitute Heroes there. There was the Superman issue. I'd always kind of in the back of my mind saying I should look for these on eBay, but these fell into my lap. And this is behind the scenes at the production department. So that's pretty cool. This other magazine that I found, I'm definitely holding on to this. It seems as though it's from like 1966 because they talk about the new Batman movie. Exclusive first photos, and you have Adam West, Burt Ward, Lee Merriweather, Cesar Romero, Frank Gorshin. Can we see Gorshin and Meredith? They'd be in there. But that's really cool, and it has to be from that era because of these Aurora model kits that they're advertising on the back. I apologize for the glare. For 98 cents. This is kind of funny. There was one slab in the collection, and it was cracked all to heck. You can see right there. It's smashed. It's cracked in the back. And it's Michael Turner Soulfire, Dying of the Light #3. This is worth less than it would cost to get it reholdered. So I'm just going to throw that to the side. I don't even know what the book is worth raw. So let's take a look at some of the other keys. So there were 2 copies of 48, which is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner. There were 2 copies of 50. The first appearance of Kyle Rayner as first Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern and first Hal Jordan's Parallax. And 2 51s, which is the first cover appearance of Kyle Rayner. So if we see him in potentially the HBO Max series, and then Kyle Rayner and Silver Surfer in this DC Marvel crossover, Green Lantern Silver Surfer is pretty cool. There were a few, 4 Crisis books. Number 5, number 9, number 11, and number 8, The Death of Flash. In pretty decent condition. Staying with George Perez, New Teen Titans 21, the first appearance of Brother Blood. Some more recent books, Fantastic Four 358, the first appearance of Pybok, the Power Scroll, rumors that he's going to be in the Secret Invasion storyline on the Disney Plus series. Lady Death #1. I don't really know a whole heck of a lot about Lady Death, but there's that. X-Force #2. The second appearance of Deadpool. Both versions, the original limited series, A Vision and the Scarlet Witch #1, and the maxi series, which is like really poorly stapled. It's as bad a stapling job from the 80s as you're going to find. Unfortunately, no, was it the first Billy and Tommy? There's this classic Incredible Hulk cover, which is She-Hulk in this Pulp Fiction homage. This book has been hot as of late. And that is Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, the glare on this bag is really tough with the hollow foil. 365, the first appearance of Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. X-Force #4. A couple more Lady Death books. These books, and there's a certificate of authenticity with both of them. It was a Wizard special, limited edition. I think it has some value, and these can grade pretty high because they're cloth covers. It's kind of interesting. And I'm just going to move some books out of the way. Whoops. They did not have issue #1, but I think I'm going to try to put together the whole series of Doorway to Nightmare with Madame Xanadu, numbers 2 and 5. Batman 427, Death in the Family. That was the only one of like Batman in this era they had. What was really interesting, 2 copies, both a direct edition newsstand of Superman 4, the first appearance of Bloodsport, who Idris Elba played in the Suicide Squad movie, and I would think that Warner Brothers would want him back again. That book spiked high, and then it cooled off quite a bit. It sold for like upwards of $375 the weekend the movie came out, and now it's down to maybe around a third of that. Some issues of Watchmen, 6 through 9. Didn't have the rest of the series. This was a pretty cool find. And it's in pretty high grade. Might be a little color rub up there. And that is Masters of the Universe #1. This is the DC miniseries. So, Masters of the Universe. Yeah, it was. DC Comics Presents 47 was the first appearance of the Masters of the Universe in comics. Then this book. There was this miniseries with DC, and then the Star Comics series that Marvel had. So this DC miniseries predates the Star Comics release. Let's take a look at some Bronze Age books. There was a large run of Wonder Woman in the kind of the later Bronze Age. So this classic Wonder Woman being chained up and swastikas and Nazis cover. At this point in time in the Wonder Woman comics, they were telling stories of Wonder Woman from Earth 2 during World War II. Because that was kind of in line with Season 1 of the TV series starring Linda Carter. Season 1 took place during World War II, and then when it switched networks to CBS, the ABC to CBS, they kind of fast-forwarded to present day. And Lyle Wagner, who played Steve Trevor, was Steve Trevor's son in the reboot. Even though it was weird because he would have been a romantic interest, and I guess he would have been younger than, wouldn't have been born in the 40s. Would have been in his 30s. Okay, whatever. There was also this pretty nice copy. It looks pretty cool. Of 201. This awesome Diana Prince Catwoman cover. This was when she was depowered. Unfortunately, they didn't have any of the Nubia issues. This is a book I've been picking up when I get a chance because it's really cheap. And in the comics, Shade the Changing Man is a member of the Justice League Dark. If we ever see that come to the screen, that book could pop. And it's a really cheap. It was on one of my DC spec lists recently. Like some Jack Kirby. His kind of second wave of books for DC, 72, 73, Demon, Commandy, OMAC. before he went back to Marvel and did Eternals and Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur and Machine Man, etc. Then this was a pretty healthy run of the 1970s Joker series. I'm going to have to take a real close look. I think this particular number 1 is worth getting graded, but it was also 2 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 9. So that was a really cool series to get. That book has gone up in value quite a bit lately. Next book, and this is a reasonably clean copy, Tomb of Dracula 18. This is the first meeting of Dracula and Werewolf by Night. It's pretty awesome. Fear 20, the first solo Morbius story. Has a couple little things at the top there, but otherwise a pretty decent copy. Firestorm, number 3. This is the first Killer Frost. That's a good book. This book, I had actually seen books around it, but it was out of order within the title, so I didn't realize it was there. And this is a book I have in my personal collection from when I was a kid, but I picked up a couple of them lately. This is a great book. All-Star Comics 58, the reboot of the Justice Society of America, and the first appearance of Power Girl. That's an awesome book. This is a little bit lower grade, but it's still a great book. X-Men 100, this awesome cover where the new X-Men are facing off against the old ones. Another lower grade copy, but still a great book, and the Marvel value stamp is intact. Hulk 182, the second cameo, however, another appearance of Wolverine. Let's go back to the Silver Age for some stuff and take a look. Nice little run of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had this collection had issues 11 through 15. I think 11 is a Steranko cover. I'm not sure about the rest. I think that like this is Herb Trimpe. I think 11 might be the only Steranko cover, but still some cool Silver Age stuff. Creeper, number 1. Beware the Creeper is actually the official title. He had premiered in Showcase. Another book that premiered in Showcase and then got their own series, Hawk and Dove 1. This is a book that's in pretty good shape. 80-page giant, number 8, more Secret Origins. So this is a great Silver Age book. Back in the Silver Age, this is how you found out the origins of these characters, so that is awesome. This book, I didn't recognize it first. There's a little bit of staining, but otherwise, a little bit of water stain in the corner, but otherwise a really sharp book. Avengers 55, this is the first Ultron. That's a cool book to have. Flash 175. Not as many Flashes as I would have liked. I think this is a second Flash Superman race. And we keep going back to some Golden Age. This is interesting. Whoever had priced this originally had these as near mint, which they are not. But you don't really see 10-cent Archies. Unfortunately, the covers are fairly tame. But these are still pretty, 10-cent Archies are pretty cool. Staying on the humor, this is The Adventures of Jerry Lewis 41, which is the first of this title. Issues 1 through 40 were the adventures of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, and then in real life they broke up as a team, and Jerry Lewis continued to do solo movies and whatnot, and he continued in the solo comic book series. DC at the time, they also had a Bob Hope comic. The Jerry Lewis comic, I think, continued into the 60s. This one, oh, actually, I didn't even realize it. There's two. This is a back-to-back thing. Oh, I missed that the first time around. Things you find, because I haven't opened it up. Strange Tales 74. This is a pre-hero Marvel book. And Journey into Mystery 76. So I got to look at the conditions of these. These are, I think, fairly rough. I see some flaking and stuff. But still, these are nice books, even in lower grades. There were a number of early Superman books, kind of in the 100 to 150 range. There are about a dozen of them. And the best of the batch, this is a really cool book. And I'm a fan of, I might keep this in the PC, Superman 147, The First Legion of Supervillains. And of course that homage to Adventure 247 with the First Legion of Superheroes, but instead of Cosmic Boy, Lightning Lad, and Saturn Girl, it's Cosmic King, Lightning Lord, and Saturn Queen. That's pretty awesome. And then there were 3 more books, and this was really obviously the big part of the deal. This first book, I have them kind of put away nicely. This first book, I'm sure the seller didn't even know what it was, because it's nobody knows what it was, and absolutely nobody knew what it was until a few months ago, until last summer, really. And let me know if you know what this is. The Fightin' Five, and it's kind of a nondescript cover. The number is very, very small. I'm trying to get a good focus there on the number. It's the Fightin' Five, number 40. And this is the first appearance of the Peacemaker. So that is, I never expected to find this book in the wild. It was just a crazy book to find. I was kind of shocked. Then, this is kind of a lower grade copy. The cover's fairly rough. Detective Comics 359, the first appearance of Batgirl, which is a huge book in any condition. And, you know, if you don't like lower grade, well, how about a higher grade copy? 2 copies of the first Batgirl. And this one, only real major flaw with it is that crease in the corner. That's about it. Otherwise, there's a little bit of spine wear, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous copy. And that's really good. I have a 5.5. It's actually my daughter's. We got it for her as a present. That's her favorite character. So I think that's going to be an upgrade in that. Those last 3 books, I'm pretty sure the lower grade detective as well, are going to go out to CGC right away. And a handful of other books in this submission based on their condition. We're going to take a closer look at all of them that are on that cusp of whether or not we're going to take them out. But there's a lot of great books that came in this collection. Again, I don't like to discuss prices with collections because I don't think it does either myself or the seller a whole lot of good. But that's my haul on this collection. Let me know what you think. And like I said, that Fightin' Five number 40, that Peacemaker book, never would have expected to find that in the wild. That is a very hard book to come across. That's a mid-grade book there. It's got some wear on the cover, but it's probably in the 5 range at a quick look, which is still a great book to have because it's such a hard book to come by. So that's my haul for today. In the meantime, you can take a look at a couple other videos we have here. Remember, Saturday, if you're in the area, come on out to the Bronx and join us at Streetside Anthony's. Myself I'll be there selling. Erod will be there selling. Of course, Anthony has books and he has great deals. If you watch my channel, you see me getting books from him all the time. And until next time, this is Jim saying, enjoy your comics.